Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh. I'm a CDL advisor for TransTech CDL School here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And if you've been trying to get your CDL permit in 2025, then this is the video you should be watching. So today we're going to break down exactly what's on the CDL permit test, how to study for it the right way, what's new for 2025, and how to pass it on your first try without wasting time or money. So whether you're going for your Class A, Class B, or your Class C CDL, the permit test is the first big step. And I know, study guides, DMV manuals can be super confusing, so I'm going to simplify it and walk you through what matters most, what to skip, and what the test is actually looking for. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to expect, how to prepare, and how to pass confidently. So let's get into it. So before anything else, let's clear up what the CDL permit test actually is. So think of it as the written learner's test for commercial drivers. It's officially called the Commercial Learner's Permit, or CLP, and it lets you legally practice driving a commercial vehicle with a licensed CDL holder sitting right next to you. To get your CDL, you have to start with this permit, just like you need a learner's permit before getting your regular driver's license. The test is really designed to make sure you understand the basics of commercial vehicle safety, control, and regulations before you ever get behind the wheel of a big truck or a bus. The test in 2025, every state follows the FMCSA's federal guidelines. So while the small details might differ, the core content is identical everywhere. So anyone applying for a Class A, Class B, or Class C CDL needs a permit first, even if you already have years of experience driving with cars or pickups. So that includes, future bus drivers, delivery drivers for vehicles over 26,000 pounds, and anyone hauling hazardous materials or trailers that require endorsements. Basically, if you're going to be behind the wheel of something big, you'll need that commercial's learner permit. And you must be at least 18 years old for in-state driving or 21 if you plan to drive across state lines. Now, here's the part where everyone wants to know. What exactly are they going to test you on? The CDL permit test is made up of multiple choice questions, all based on the FMCSA CDL Manual. Most states break it down into three main parts, plus optional endorsement tests, depending on what you're going for. So the first one is that general knowledge test. This part applies to everyone, Class A, Class B, and C. It covers topics like vehicle inspection, safe driving techniques, basic control of your truck, speed management and space management, hazard awareness, night driving, emergency situations, and federal regulations. So it's a lot of information for that general knowledge test, and you'll usually get 50 questions, and you'll need a score of 80% or higher to pass. The second one is the air brakes test. So if you have a truck or bus and it has air brakes, which most do, you'll need to pass this section. It includes around 25 questions on how the air brake systems work, brake lag time, dual air systems, how to test for air leaks, and what to do if you lose pressure. If you skip this section, your CDL will have a no air brakes restriction, meaning you pretty much can't drive any semi. And then the third part of the test is the combination vehicles test for Class A CDL holders. So this part is for people who are going for that Class A CDL. It's usually 20 to 25 questions, and it focuses on how tractor trailers connect and disconnect, coupling and uncoupling, trailer hand valves, jackknifing and trailer swing, and how to prevent rollovers. If you're going for just the Class B CDL like box trucks, straight trucks, or dump trucks, you won't need this one. Once you finish your main CDL permit test, you can also take extra tests for endorsements and expand on what you can drive. These are optional, but it's a very smart move if you want better job opportunities. So there's a few of them out there. You have T, which is double and triple trailers for pulling multiple trailers, P for passenger like buses or shuttles, N for tanker, hauling liquid loads, H for hazmat for transporting hazardous materials. This requires a TSC background check and fingerprinting. And you also have X, which is awesome, tanker and hazmat combo, which is perfect for fuel haulers. So each one of these has 20 to 30 questions, and again, 80% to pass. Even if you don't need them right now, adding endorsements early saves time later when you're ready to upgrade your job. So, all right, Now that you know what's on the test, let's talk about how to actually pass it. The three main strategies that work best for 2025 is study the official CDL manual, but smartly. Each state has its own CDL manual based on FMCSA guidelines, usually downloadable for free if on the state DMV website. So don't try to memorize the whole thing word for word. Instead, focus on the sections related to your license type. For example, Class A, focus on general knowledge, air brakes, and combination vehicles. Class B, just focus on general knowledge and air brakes. Highlight the keywords, know the numbers, and know all of the safety rules like the back of your hand. The second way to do it is use CDL practice tests online. There are tons of free CDL practice tests on sites like drivingtest.org, CDL Prep, and even state DMV websites. They are your best friend. They use real questions from previous exams to help you recognize patterns. Take them multiple times until you're consistently scoring 90% or higher. You'll be ready to go. And number three is to use apps or flashcards. So you have apps like CDL Test Genie or DMV Genie that make it easy to study while you're on the go. If you prefer old school, write flashcards for key points like braking distances or inspection steps. Visual repetition really helps stuff stick. If you're ready to take your test, here's what to expect. First off, you're going to go to your local DMV or testing center. Appointments are recommended for this. Number two is bring your driver's license, proof of ID, your DOT medical card, and sometimes proof of residency. The third step is to pay the fee. It's usually $25 to $75 depending on the state. And number four is to take your written test on a computer-based system. You'll know right away if you've passed or failed. And here's an inside secret. If you guys hit 80% on the test, it'll automatically pass you. So if you pass, congratulations. You'll get your commercial learner's permit, which is valid for about 180 days. That means you can start behind the wheel training with a certified instructor or employer. So let's go over some mistakes that cause people to fail or delay their permit. First step is waiting until the last minute. The questions test understanding, not memorization. Study over several days or a week. Number two is skipping the air brake section. You'll regret that restriction later when applying for jobs. Number three is overlooking the small details. Know specific rules like max blood alcohol content for CDL drivers is 0.04, not 0.08. Taking random YouTube advice. Some creators mix outdated info before 2022's ELDT rule changes. Always confirm through your state manual. The fifth mistake is not practicing enough. Even if you think you know it all, take at least 10 to 15 full practice tests before your real exam. Now, what's new and different for 2025? First up, we have digital testing platforms. Most states are moving their written CDL tests to tablets or online testing centers. You'll see very few practice exams nowadays. The second part is updated study material. The 2025 CDL manuals now include safety sections on autonomous braking systems and electronic stability controls, so pay close attention to those. And the third part is you have streamlined ELDT verification. When you pass your permit test, your information now automatically uploads to the FMCSA Training Provider Registry, which speeds up that next step when you enroll in CDL school. And we also have language and accessibility updates for 2025. Most states now offer the test in multiple languages with audio support, so it's very helpful if English is not your first language. So if you're balancing work or family, here's a realistic timeline of how to study, take your test, and how to prep. So daily study, you should be studying for at least 30 to 45 minutes per day. You should be taking at least 3 to 5 practice tests per week, and your total prep time should be about 1 week to 3 weeks for most people. Once you're consistently passing the online test, go ahead and schedule your permit test. Don't overthink it. The real thing feels just like the practice versions you've taken. Once you have your permit in hand, here's what happens next. You'll enroll in a CDL training program that's FMCSA approved. You'll start behind the wheel practice with an instructor, and after holding your CDL permit for 14 days, you'll become eligible to take your skills test, which is the road portion. And that's when you move on from learner to licensed commercial driver. So there you have it. That's your complete CDL permit test 2025 study guide. If you follow the tips of this video, focus on the right topics, and use those practice tests, you'll be walking out of the DMV with your permit in no time. So if you guys have found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more CDL training tips, and drop a comment with your state. I might make state-specific permit walkthroughs next, so let me know where you're from. And if you want a video breakdown of any section like air brake, combination, or general knowledge, let me know that below. That one deserves its own deep dive. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.